the tourist's attempt to make a fool of the royal guard would cost him dearly. The morning sun cast long shadows across Windsor Castle's ancient stones as April Fool's Day dawned with unusual promise. Tour buses began arriving earlier than usual, unloading waves of camera-wielding visitors eager to witness the pageantry of the changing of the guard. Among them was Jamie Wilson, his Australian accent cutting through the respectful murmurs of the crowd as he adjusted his expensive sunglasses. "This is going to be epic, mates," Jamie announced, his confident grin unwavering as he surveyed the growing throng of tourists. At 26, he'd built a modest online following back in Sydney with what he called consequence-free comedy, pranks that pushed boundaries while carefully avoiding actual repercussions. April Fool's Day at Windsor Castle presented an unparalleled stage for his antics. His friends, Mark and Liam, exchanged uneasy glances as they trailed behind, cameras already rolling despite their evident reluctance. "Maybe we should just do the standard tourist thing," Mark suggested, his voice lowered. "These guards aren't exactly known for their sense of humor." Jamie scoffed, running a hand through his carefully tousled hair. "They're paid to stand there and look pretty. Besides, everyone does the usual try to make the guard laugh routine. I'm going bigger." The gleam in his eye spoke of boundaries waiting to be crossed, a viral potential that overrode common sense. 20 yards away, Corporal Thomas Barnes stood at his post, scarlet uniform gleaming in the spring sunshine, bearskin cap adding imposing height to his already substantial frame. 8 years in the King's Guard had taught him to read crowds instinctively. Most visitors showed proper respect. Some tested boundaries with harmless antics. A rare few, like the loud Australian now positioning himself for maximum audience impact, came looking for trouble. Barnes remained motionless, his eyes fixed forward with practiced discipline. Behind that stoic gaze lay years of rigorous training and service that the approaching prankster couldn't begin to comprehend. As Jamie and his reluctant cameraman drew closer, Barnes did what he'd done countless times before. He prepared to represent the crown with unwavering dignity, regardless of whatever foolishness April 1st might bring. "Look at him," Jamie stage whispered to his friends, loud enough for nearby tourists to hear. "Standing there like a department store mannequin. Do you think they select them based on who can look the most constipated?" Several American teenagers snickered, while a British couple shot disapproving glances. Jamie squared his shoulders and approached, his practiced swagger honed through years of pushing social boundaries. Back home, he'd built his reputation on increasingly audacious stunts, from interrupting university lectures dressed as superheroes to staging fake proposals in upscale restaurants. Each prank required escalation. Each new video demanded more shock value than the last. "This whole getup is just fancy dress-up," Jamie continued, circling the guard with exaggerated scrutiny. "Red coat, fluffy hat, shiny buttons. It's theater, not actual military." His dismissal betrayed profound ignorance about the elite soldiers who rotated between ceremonial duties and active deployment. "Jamie, seriously," Liam murmured, camera aimed reluctantly at the unfolding scene. "These guys are actual soldiers. I read that they're tourist attractions." Jamie cut him off with the confidence of someone who'd never faced consequences for his actions. If they were real soldiers, they'd be off doing real soldier things, not playing statue for holiday photos. A middle-aged woman gently pulled her curious children back a few steps, recognizing the signs of impending disrespect. The crowd had begun to shift, some drawing closer in anticipation of entertainment, others creating distance to dissociate from whatever was coming. What Jamie failed to notice in his performance was the guard's eyes, focused, alert, and bearing the unmistakable awareness of someone who'd faced situations far more intense than a tourist's misguided prank. While Barnes maintained perfect stillness, his peripheral vision tracked Jamie's movements with the instinctive assessment of a trained soldier. "Today's plan is genius," Jamie informed his increasingly uncomfortable friends. "Start small, build up, then deliver the ultimate April Fool's payoff. It'll be legendary. He pulled out his phone, checking the time. We've got about 20 minutes before I unveil the main event. Mark shifted his weight, camera dipping slightly. Maybe we should just get some normal photos and move on. There's that pub you wanted to try for lunch. And miss my shot at Royal Guard prank immortality? Not happening. Jamie's eyes gleamed with the particular determination of someone who measured his worth in views and reactions. Trust me, this is going to be the one that finally puts us on the map. Jamie began his performance with exaggerated military marching, legs kicking high, arms swinging with comical precision, a caricature of discipline intended to mock its genuine article. Attention! He barked in a terrible British accent. Royal Guard inspection. A ripple of uncomfortable laughter spread through the gathering onlookers. A family from Japan paused their photo taking, the father gently guiding his children a few steps back from the unfolding scene. A German couple exchanged whispers, their expressions making clear their disapproval even across language barriers. Meanwhile, a school group of teenagers in matching blue blazers watched with mixed reactions. Some giggling, others visibly embarrassed. "Sir," a castle staff member approached, her tone professional but firm. "I need to remind you that the King's Guards are serving military personnel. We ask that visitors show appropriate respect." Jamie flashed his most charming smile. Just having a bit of April Fool's fun. No harm done. He waited until she moved along before muttering, "Killjoy," just loud enough for those nearby to hear.